Season 3 of the Big 3 in full swing, and today features a marquee matchup of two teams with championship dreams. The 4-1 Power, led by head coach Nancy Lieberman, who we last saw taking down previously undefeated Triplets in dramatic fashion.
Point game coming. The reigning MVP, Corey Maggette. Whoa! Game over! Power wins it!
Standing in their way today, the 3-2 enemies as the August playoff push begins. Week 7 of the Big 3 in the Windy City. The Power, the enemies on CBS. On the north side of Chicagoland Allstate Arena, Power versus enemies. The defending champs trying to make it back-to-back. A win would all but clinch a playoff spot. But the enemies have a playoff presence in mind themselves. 3-2 right now, with the Triplets and ISO Joe Johnson at the top of the league. With Jenny Dell, Brendan Haywood, Carter Blackburn, we had a fun and exciting Game 1. And this Game 2, from those standings, show you that a lot is on the line.
A lot is on the line. You can tell the players, they understand the importance of these games. They're trying to really pick up the energy and the intensity. Game 1 was great. I want to see if Game 2 can live up to that.
Let's take a look at our rosters, brought to you by State Farm, and some important updates for you here. Catino Mobley inactive, Cat looking trim on the bench, Gilbert Arenas inactive for enemies. So that means that Corey Maggette is going to have to step up his game even more for Power, as Cat comes over to give his love to Brendan.
And Cat is looking fly as usual. He's a little bit gimpy. I think he has a quad injury, but I tell you what, he is not lacking in the suit game department. Catino Mobley, one of the NBA's best dressed when he played, and he is keeping with that legacy right now.
Craig Smith, Inglewood, up to no good. 18 points last game, and Craig Smith has been bringing it for the enemies.
Well, Craig Smith is truly unique because he's a guy that can go inside and outside. He has the power to battle you down low, but then at the same time, he has the three-point ability to draw the bigs outside. Third in the Big 3 in scoring. I want to see how they're going to attack this matchup because I don't think Big Baby can guard him on the perimeter.
Rick Mahorn, Hartford, Connecticut won the NBA title with the Pistons, led Trilogy to the inaugural Big 3 title in 2017. Nancy Lieberman, Brooklyn's own, Far Rockaway High School, 1-2 in a row since the only loss of the year. Power trying to keep up with Triplets, who are 5-1. Nancy Lieberman, the 2018 Big 3 Coach of the Year, and Power with a different presence. Catino Mobley on the bench, Carlos Boozer now on Power's roster. So there have been some major roster moves on both sides. Corey Maggette, left alone, couldn't take advantage. Big Baby finds Corey. It's Baby with the dish.
Baby with the dish, and Maggette still knows how to throw it down. Nice two-man game right there.
Get up, Corey Maggette. Royce White, who's been terrific for the enemies, first season Big 3. Backs down on Maggette and a spin for White.
Yeah, it's great footwork there by White because Maggette pulled the chair out a little bit, but White was able to continue with the spin move, not travel, and get the score. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the enemies, how they're able to play this game moving forward without Gilbert Arenas playing today.
Backing down in tight, running left-hander won't go.
Nice pass.
Very nice pass.
Nice pass by White.
Maggette again off another look from Glenn Davis. Fight for the loose ball.
Oh.
And it is a tie-up.
Getting a little physical in there. And early in the game, you saw the great offensive rebound by Big Baby. You see it right here. He gets it in the nice no-look bounce pass. Maggette still with the good bounce. I mean, Maggette, he looks like he could go play in the NBA today.
Yeah, the
I mean, he looks the same way he did when he retired. Oh, Royce White. Hey, man, you got any of the flyers? Because Royce White's having big man camp down there, and I wanted to make sure I sign up and get some of those moves. He's showing us the quick spins, the reverse to the other side of the basket. His footwork is impeccable.
Camp counselor Royce White.
That's what they should call him. I know I'd sign up for his big man camp.
Done. Camp counselor.
The camp counselor. That's a nice nickname. But you see right here, he gets the contact. leaves Julian Wright in the dust, off balance as soon as he feels it. He doesn't try to do what I like to play the strongman game. I'm just going to bounce and bang it to you all day. Once he felt that contact by Wright, spun right off of him, and I think that we have a charge.
It is. Wipe it out. Offensive foul. Maggette draws the charge on Frank Robinson.
And that's a great charge by Corey Maggette. Stepping in, sacrifices his body. Robinson had White. You see White staying there looking at him with his hands out like, hey, man, one more pass and we get an easy layup here.
We've had some sneaky moves both sides early in this game. Big Baby leaning in on the camp counselor.
That's a big man down there.
That's a lot of lean.
Yeah, that's a lot of beef.
And now Big Baby, that's a shot clock violation. Couldn't get it off. Robinson D's it up on the second chance for Glenn Davis, making it hard on Big Baby.
And if you're the enemies, you have to be able to take advantage of Big Baby on the defensive end. Big Baby is a load on that block, but on the perimeter, he's a kind of a fish out of water. And so you want to use some screen and rolls, do some things where Big Baby switches on your guard, and he's forced to guard out there because that is going to be advantage enemies all day.
Wright, Chicago zone, Julian Wright. Double digits in the last 3 games for power.
A lot of Chicago kids. Corey Maggette from Chicago too.
Oh yeah, Maggette takes a tumble. Got a foul call.
Yeah, we got a lot of Chicago people. We got a lot of people with Chicago ties.
Melrose Park, Illinois, Corey Maggette. So nice hand from the Chicago crowd.
Yeah, I think in the previous game, Taylor was from Chicago. Nate Robinson's from Seattle, but he played for Chicago. And of course, we got Boozer out here. He played for Chicago as well. So we got a lot of people that are from Chicago, and then some people that just have Chicago ties. Great defense by Royce White.
Royce White, strong start.
Yeah. Big Baby has the size inside, but Royce White playing with sheer toughness and energy, he was able to nullify that a little bit.
Our 1 for 5 shooting start. 0 for their last 3. Robinson behind the screen from Smith. Left him alone.
Well, if you're not going to guard me, I don't mind if I do. Robinson steps right into the three-pointer.
Maggette waiting on a screen from Davis. Slipped it. Maggette looking for Big Baby. That's a kick. Reset the shot clock at 14.
And Robinson does an excellent job right here, probing the screen and roll, lulls the defense to sleep. Julian Wright goes under the screen. That's the wrong decision right there. Ooh. Oh, just like anybody trying to guard Corey Maggette looked like the wrong decision. Nice explosive drive right by Robinson.
Too easy, Corey Maggette. Melrose Park.
Yeah, Robinson's looking for some help, but nobody was home on the weak side of the defense for the enemies.
White 3. Maggette gets it right back. How about the poke away from Robinson? Frank Robinson keeps it alive. And now Smith drawing all the D, couldn't finish. Second chance, Maggette clears it. Davis banging with Smith. Smith takes it himself. Reads, ooh, late foul. That's a bit of a bailout late in the shot clock.
And Nancy Lieberman is not happy. I'm not sure what she is seeing, but she is not happy with Julian Wright. Something went wrong from a play standpoint or from a spacing standpoint, and Nancy Lieberman is letting Julian Wright have it.
I mean, it's right to the grease board with Julian Wright right now saying, no. This is where you were supposed to be.
And I love that fight, and I love that passion. Like I said, we talk about it from the players, but from the coaches as well. Julian Wright pleading this case, and Nancy Lieberman is not hearing any of it.
Okay, so we're talking all about Chicago ball. You got Julian Wright, you got Corey Maggette. You've got a strong Chicago presence here. And dare I say, some of the old-time greats have all had the Chicago tie. So we asked you, Brendan Haywood, to put together your all from Chicago team.
The all-shot team, you got to go with D-Wade. Of course, then you have Derrick Rose. Isaiah Thomas started it all off. Anthony Davis, he's in LA now, but it all started for him in Chicago. And then one of my favorites, Juwan Howard, Fab Five veteran. It was just the Fab Five, and they changed basketball to a certain degree. So all these guys have done something truly special in the league and in their college careers, and it all started here in Chicago.
And so with the connections here with the Big 3, Corey Maggette, Fenwick High School and then on to Duke, and that's sporting that 50 with a versatile game. Quentin Richardson, Whitney Young High School. Quentin Richardson got a huge Eddie Curry. Now, Eddie Curry was an absolute monster in high school, straight to the NBA. And then Will Bynum coming back from injury, hopefully all good. Oh, Julian Wright. You forget about how explosive Julian Wright was in the teenage years.
I mean, Chicago, a lot of people talk about New York and all the talent that comes out of New York. You can't sleep on Chicago and the amount of talent that comes from this area, and guys that are just homegrown absolute ballers that have tremendous NBA careers. Like when I was putting together my all-Chicago team, I'm leaving out great players like Mike Finley and some of these other guys just because there was no room. When you talk about what guys like Isaiah Thomas and Derrick Rose have done for the game and done for Chicago, there wasn't room to get some really good ballers on there. Speaking of ballers from Chicago, Julian Wright with the double pump dunk right there off the steal.
That looked like that 18-year-old Julian Wright we just showed you.
Yeah, I didn't know Julian still had the double pump in his game. I knew he could still dunk it, but the double pump?
I think he's been saving it for the Chicago homecoming.
Yeah, you got to show out when you're playing for your fans, when you're playing for your people.
Jones with a dunk. Harry Jones from Louisiana to Baylor to the Big 3. Youngest player in the Big 3. Maggette, crossover, left it short, Robinson the board.
I like Robinson took the challenge right there. He really got into Maggette and said, hey, listen, I'm not going to give you space to get your move off. I'm going to crowd you a little bit, and then came right back and took it to him on the other end.
That was statement both sides from Frank Robinson there, and then takes it right back at Corey Maggette.
Listen, when you're playing 5-on-5, it's a lot of team scheme going on. When you're playing 3-on-3, it's a lot of one-on-one. Can you guard your man? A lot of bravado in there and toughness. And Frank Robinson showing that early on in this game. And Big Baby struggling inside right now.
Davis and Royce White. I mean, Royce took a pop there. Royce is doing yeoman's work down low on Glenn Davis, making it hard on Big Baby. But somewhere in there, he took a pretty good pop.
And now we got Carlos Boozer checking in the game.
So White's going to have to come out after that little tangle with Big Baby.
And you hear the Chicago fans serenading Boozer with boos. And that's what they used to do whenever he played with the Bulls. Every time he have a bucket, they would give him that serenade. And trust me, he had a lot of mid-range jumpers back in his day in Chicago.
So Boozer waived by Ghost Ballers, signed last week for power, but it is enemies with a 6-0 run. A powerful homecoming for the Chi-Town Ballers, Corey Maggette and Julian Wright. Sweet home, Chicago, Big 3 style. This week, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is all new with Tiffany Haddish, the Smashing Pumpkins, and Amanda Seyfried. All new Colbert, all this week on CBS. Soldier Field, Chicago. We are on the north side. Enemies have a 13-8 lead on power. Let's take a look at our Dove Men Plus Gear career bio today on Corey Maggette, a versatile player who's shown exceptional talent throughout his career. Fenwick High School, Oak Park, Illinois, McDonald's All-American for sure, and Corey Maggette is with Jenny Dell.
All right, from Melrose Park, just south of us, what's it feel like to be back in front of your hometown crowd here?
Well, it's always great to be back home. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be in this city. This city is where I'm from, and I just love to be back and have a great time to play the game of basketball.
You had the Achilles injury in 2017, MVP in 2018. Your numbers this year are inflated from last year. What's clicking for you?
Well, I think for me it's health, right? Health is wealth, and I think the best ability is availability. I'm available this year, and I think we have a great bunch of guys that's really supported our entire team.
Thank you very much. Health is wealth. Isn't that the truth, guys?
No question
about it. That's what they say. A lot of people say it, too.
And for Corey Maggette, I mean, the best 3-on-3 players in the world, and I think Corey Maggette has proven that time and again. Power last year's champion. They've won 2 in a row.
And a lot of it for Corey Maggette comes down to the fact that he's probably still at his playing weight, so he's still able to go out there, play aggressive. He has the strength, he has the muscle, and it's kind of similar to what he did in the league. He just bullies guys on the way inside on drives. He has good height on him, good size, so when he drives to the basket, if he can get his shoulders by you, it's normally advantage Maggette.
And it's an unusual game, right? I mean, power, strength, explosiveness.
Yeah, his game isn't built on a bunch of step-back jumpers and fadeaways. It's always been about cutting and being aggressive and going to the basket. And so whether he's driving to the basket or he's cutting off the weak side, Corey Maggette, that's always been a strength of his game, and he continues it that way.
Jones down the Carlos Boozer.
Whoa, got to take that back.
Yeah, it sure did. Clearing violation. It did hit the rim, so wipe out that bucket. It did hit the rim. Carlos thought it was an air ball, so that's going to be a clearing violation.
Yeah, he thought it was an air ball, but it just caught a little bit of the rim right there.
So if it hits the rim, you have to bring it out behind the three-point arc and clear. No bucket. Jones 3.
And this is a truly unique lineup because Power is really, really big inside right now when you have Big Baby and Boozer on the court. I'd like to see Power go inside. Throw the ball inside, force Perry Jones to guard Boozer. See what he can do. I know Perry Jones, the young fella, is athletic. He has a lot of promise and skill. But does he have that inner toughness to guard someone like Carlos Boozer that has an obvious, 20 to 30 weight advantage on him?
Quentin Richardson coming into the game for Power, another Chicago baller. A frustrating game so far for Big Baby. He's to the bench. Julian Wright is in.
Yeah, Big Baby just can't get anything to fall right now. Today he just doesn't really have the lift. The game isn't really predicated on lift, but it seems like the enemies are really getting into his space and causing him to have a hard time.
Julian off the bounce. Tough floater, Julian Wright.
When you watch Julian Wright's game, it's very awkward at times. But I like to say it's awkward but effective. Because that's like a weird type of floater off the glass, but it still goes in. And that's one of the things that I think is his advantage, is that even though his game isn't always pretty, he's effective, and guys aren't used to guarding him because of his unique style.
Hey, that looked pretty. Floater on the baseline.
And he's hitting floaters from everywhere.
That came off the steal for Power, too. So Byers step in long 2. Byers nails it.
He stepped in real confident and shot that one.
Richardson waiting on the screen. Boozer. Carlos Boozer. Byers gets tangled up. That's an offensive foul on Carlos.
Boozer with the offensive foul. But look at this nice drive right here by Julian Wright. Quick pull up right there. Looks down for a quick second and goes right off the glass.
Byers 3.
Byers isn't wasting any time out here. He's getting it up. He's making sure you're going to know his name.
Smith on Boozer. Smith, step back. Top 2. Jones has a rebound. Perry Jones floater.
And that's a great rebound by Perry Jones. He didn't waste any time. He could have tried to put it down on the ground and maybe bully his way inside. He went straight to the pull-up.
Right. Kick to Richardson. Confident. He knows this building.
Oh, yes. Hugh definitely knows this building, and he definitely knows his way around that three-point line. You cannot give him those looks. You have to run them off, force him to do something different.
Byers creates for Jones. 3 to shoot. Up, walled off. Follow.
And we talk about Jones being the youngest player in the Big 3. That's those young legs right there, because when he shot that ball, even though he was the one that shot it, he was the first one up to get the rebound.
Right backing in on Jones. Wright dumps it off. Boozer with the bucket on Jones, off the feed from Wright to Carlos Boozer, the former Bull.
Nice pass by Wright. Boozer doing exactly what he needs to do, finding his way home to the paint, cut to the basket, getting the layup.
Even at 19, halftime comes at 25. Jones was eyeing the 3, and now Jones takes it. Thought about it maybe too long.
A little volleyball action for the enemies didn't work. And you can give the enemies credit. Even though Gilbert Arenas isn't playing, they're right here. We have a tie ball game, and they're competing, not making any excuses.
Rick Mahorn won a title in the Big 3 with Trilogy, now first season coach in the enemies. Gilbert Arenas inactive today. Boozer, strip, kick it back, right 3. Fight for the rebound. Boozer wins it and draws a foul, and draws a hard foul, delivers a blow as he draws a foul.
Yeah, I think Robinson caught an elbow or something right to the face right there.
It's a significant elbow, too, from Carlos.
Oh, yeah, Carlos is a big guy. Very strong.
Carlos getting coached up by both Nancy Lieberman and Catino Mobley.
Yeah, now Catino and Nancy, they're drawing something up on the blackboard here. They got something cooking in the kitchen. But can we just zoom in on Catino's suit? How fly is Catino, man?
I mean, it is smooth, cat.
Hey, listen, man, in my next life, I want to come back as Catino Mobley.
You can aspire.
Yeah, I can try. I can have dreams.
Right with a hammer.
Did that hit the rim? They're saying it didn't. I thought it might have hit the rim.
Gonna check. We've already had one clearing violation, a ball that Carlos Boozer didn't think hit the rim. Did hit the rim and therefore needed to be cleared. And now we're going to check this one on Julian Wright's hammer dunk. So again, if it's an air ball, you don't have to bring it back out. Hits the rim, you have to clear it.
That hits the rim.
It does.
That definitely hit the rim. So I don't think that's good. I think they're going to take those 2 points away. Nice hustle by Julian Wright, but it's just not going to work out for him on this particular play.
In which case we'd have a second clearing violation on Power. One game in back of the front runner right now, Triplets at 5-1.
Do you think it hit the rim? What do you think?
I do. And therefore,
yeah, I think right there you can see where it kind of nicks the rim, and that forces it to go off the backboard. It barely grazes the rim, but it only has to touch a little bit for it to count. So I'm gonna give this ball back to the enemies right here. No bucket for Power. But they're still looking okay. They're done looking over it now, so they've definitely made a decision. So we'll see what they're gonna come out with. You trust my judgment, don't you?
I do.
You think
impeccably.
I got this one right? You think I got this one right?
You've seen some basketball in your day, Brendan Hayward.
I've seen a little bit.
You've seen
a little bit. The officials are taking their time.
Sure are. I think we're going to wipe this one out.
I think that's the right call. Yeah, I think they're saying they're going to wipe it out.
So again, clearing violation. If the ball hits the rim, then you have to bring it out behind the three-point line. That is clearly one of the reviewable pieces for the officials. And so a second clearing violation on Power. Now, Julian Wright being aggressive. The ball comes to you underneath. You're not sure if it hits the rim or not. Go ahead right up with it, but wipe out the bucket by Julian Wright. Power still by 2. Royce White back in the game. Couldn't finish with 11 for enemies.
Oh, and right there, Power had the rebound, a quick turnover.
Kick to the corner, Craig Smith. Wow, that didn't look good. Boozer straight up. Carlos Boozer aggressive to the rim.
Yeah, and Boozer right there using his defense to translate the offense. He had an excellent closeout. That's what forced Craig Smith to shoot that ball off the top of the basket like that. And then Boozer was able to get the rebound and go right to the basket and have a nice little first layup himself.
Richardson step back. That's a second 3 off the bench.
Got to get a hand up. Got to get a hand up on that guy.
Quentin Richardson with a high 5 from Nancy Lieberman, 1 from Corey Maggette. It is a 9-0 run for Power. The Chicago homecoming continues at Old State Arena with Quentin Richardson coming back from a hamstring injury, and Richardson has the hot hand right now for Power. 9 straight send us to the half. Halfway to 5-1 for Power. Quentin Richardson off the bench, back in front of the Chicago, along with Corey Maggette. And it is a powerful first half. Big 3 on CBS.
Big 3 basketball on CBS Sports is sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places. VH1 Basketball Wives. New season. Check your local listing. And by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM.
A small sampling of the greatness of Chicago basketball all the way back to the George Mikan days through number 23 from North Carolina. 26-19 Power. Returning on CBS, the Big 3 on August 17th, back on CBS. The Big 3 all summer long here on CBS. Jenny Dell is with Cuttino Mobley and Nancy Lieberman.
All right, Coach, how did your game plan change without Cuttino Mobley in, and how do you feel like this team is executing so far?
There's only one Cuttino Mobley, and I love how he dresses. I'd rather have him on the court. We miss him, but everybody has to do just a little bit more to pick up where he left off for us.
And before I saw you were rubbing his lucky Buddha over here, right? Of course. So we're going to talk ball for a second, but tell me about the outfit first.
Just trying to, that's what I do. I dress up, just trying to be a professional, and support our team.
And I see you supporting the team, helping with the coach over here. What adjustments do you think this team needs to make in the second half?
Well, it's got to stay aggressive and make them take tough shots. And, we're doing a pretty good job of that right now, and to win the 50-50 balls, we'll be okay.
All right, good luck to both of you. Thank you.
All right, Brendan, how do you break down the coaching points here from Cuttino Mobley as well as the wardrobe?
I love the fact that he said, listen, this wardrobe is nothing for me. This is just what I do. Hey, Carter, did you see how I'm dressed? This is just what I do as well. I don't do it quite as well as Cuttino Mobley, but it's what I do. Okay.
Now, on the floor, you had a very tough start for Big Baby Davis and Power, and yet they've been able to overcome that. This is looking like a team who won a championship last year, who is intent on being a championship team again this year.
Yeah, this Power team looking very good. They started off a little bit slow, Big Baby especially. But when you look at the fact that they now have Carlos Boozer, he gives them a little bit of an added punch inside. You still have Corey Maggette, Julian Wright. You see him with the double pump dunk right there. This team. They're a little bit injured. Yeah, Cuttino's not playing, but they still have enough to get it done because they have Corey, who to me might be probably one of the better conditioned athletes in the Big 3. And then on top of that, they have some beef inside to get it done.
And the lucky Buddha. 4 players with exactly 6 points, so a very balanced attack for Power. Enemies at 3-2, championship contender themselves. There's Davis to begin the second half, go right back to Big Baby, and he earns a trip to the free throw line.
And maybe Big Baby can really get off of this struggle bus that he's been on by getting a free throw right here. And a lot of times you see that as an athlete, as a basketball player, you're struggling, get an easy 2 or get a layup, and next thing you know, things will start going well for you.
Only 2 points in the game from Glenn Davis, as he is very infrequently referred to as Glenn.
Yeah, I forget his name is Glenn sometimes.
Still the only 2 points for Mr. Davis from the free throw line. 0 for 3 from the floor, and the frustration continues, and yet his team up by 7.
And you have to like that. Big Baby's an important part of this team. The fact that he's struggling, you're still winning by 7 points just tells you that you're still doing some other things out there that are pretty good. And Julian Wright with another jump shot.
Julian Wright rattles it home to give Power a 9-point lead. 8 now for Julian Wright. Royce White backs down on Julian Wright. Royce White inside outside.
And that's a nice move by Royce White right there. Taking his time, using his strength, and then just going right off the glass.
Davis drops it off. Maggette and 1 Corey Maggette.
And we saw that give and go early in the game off of offensive rebound. This time they go straight into Big Baby and they get the same action. Big Baby always has been a good passer. Maggette, we talked about his cutting ability and how he always attacks the basket, still getting it done.
Last year's Big 3 MVP, Corey Maggette. 3rd season in the Big 3. Captain of the champs.
And this thing right now, Power is Power has a good opportunity to push this lead out a little bit, and if you're the enemies, you have to understand it's danger time. You're down 10, you can't play around. You need to get some good things going in your favor.
Smith floater won't go off the Robinson miss. Loose ball won by White. In tight, Smith took a pop from Davis. So enemies stick with it and get Smith to the free throw line, but you're down by double digits for the first time. Largest lead for Power.
Yeah, and Craig Smith, see, he got fouled right there. Once again, going to the free throw line. He's somebody else. Maybe the free throw line can jumpstart his game. He can get out there and really take advantage of his offensive skill set, because he normally is flat out scoring the basketball. Haven't seen as much from him today.
Smith hasn't scored at all for.
Wow. And he averages what? He averages about, what, 21 points per game?
That's right. 18 in the last game.
So that's a big loss. When you look at the fact that Gilbert Arenas isn't here, and then you have Craig Smith, who averages 21 points per game. He only has 2 points right now. The enemies are trying to figure this thing out, and it's not looking good for him right now. But if Craig Smith were to get things going in a hurry, they can jump right back into this ball game.
With no game clock and a 4-point shot, it's a league built for comebacks. Davis spins, big, baby, wipe it out.
And you see the dance at the end. He loved it. Oh, no. He loved it.
And one. This is the first bucket of the day for Big Baby.
Hey, listen, if you're only going to get a bucket, you might as well, one bucket, you might as well celebrate. You see the quick spin move and one. The crowd likes it. And this is why they love Big Baby, because he has the joy playing the game. You see the dances. Most big men can't move like that. They can't give you the shimmy, shaking the shoulders like that. You know, that's not in my repertoire.
That's how you do it in Baton Rouge. White in tight. Foul on Wright. Oh, all right, we're talking all about the Chicago Ballers with good reason, but let's give some love for Baton Rouge's own Glenn Big Baby Davis. Through LSU and then the NBA title with the Boston Celtics. Like you said, if you're going to get one bucket, do it with panache.
Yeah. If you're gonna score one bucket, you might as well put some sauce on it. The move was incredible, and the dance afterwards was even better than the move.
And if you know it's sauce, it's going to be Louisiana hot sauce.
Oh, yes. And Big Baby, you see him, the nickname is Big Baby, SEC Player of the Year, won the 2008 NBA Championship with the Celtics.
Missed a lob to Wright.
Great pass by Byers.
Perry Jones in the corner.
Great pass by Byers. Byers created a lot of space with just a simple jab step. We see a lot of times when you see basketball, you see 1,001 dribbles, but you don't always need that. You can get guys off of you with just a simple jab step, and that's what Byers did. You see him catch the ball. I think we're going to the replay right here. Yeah, Byers, nice little jab step, goes right by Maggette, and then he creates that shot for Jones in the corner.
11 now for Perry Jones. Lead the way for the enemies.
Oh, White trying to back down Big Baby. That's a unique strategy. Ooh. See, I think White kind of missed an opportunity. When you have Big Baby on you, you need to space him out. Force him to guard you in space. Don't back him down. That's advantage Big Baby.
Draws the D, kick out. Maggette couldn't take advantage. Playing to 50 after win by 2.
Now this is where you attack Big Baby. Attack him on the perimeter.
And then Jones give it right back. Royce White. Drive, dish, second chance for the enemies. Jones facing up on Maggette. Air ball, Byers keeps it alive. Wright brings it back out.
And Wright wanted somebody to clear out. But Big Baby wants to go right back to work.
Clear him out yourself.
Okay. And the spin moves have been a problem in the second half for the enemies, because they have not been able to stop Big Baby's spin moves.
Big Baby.
Spin cycle.
Extra spicy.
We call that the B button.
Bless you.
Hit the B button real quick. Big Baby right here hits the B button, spins right by Royce White, uses the body to shield him off. Big fella going to work out there. Extra spicy with the hot sauce. Louisiana Cajun.
Very tight leaderboard. 9 players within 2 shots of the lead. It's out to Greensboro, North Carolina next. Big 3 on CBS. Carter Blackburn, Brendan Haywood, Ginny Dell here from the north side of Chicagoland. enemies brought the presence. I mean, I'll just leave it at that, with a presence.
Oh wow, they got their own little mascot out here, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, listen, can that mascot shoot threes?
I think it. Be worried about a monolith appearing by a.
Well, they're gonna need that mascot to come out here and shoot some threes. The enemy's 33% from the field, just shooting that from the three, but they are 2 of 13 from three. Obviously missing Gilbert Arenas in this game, but the three-point line is telling the story of why they're struggling and why they're behind. They're lucky to be behind by 7.
And Perry Jones has done the best that he can to keep it up, again without Gilbert Arenas and with a very slow game from Craig Smith. 13 now for Perry Jones. So if there's going to be a comeback, it's going to be through Perry Jones. Maggette has the board off the Jones miss. Playing through Davis again. Back cut Maggette. Royce White got the block, but gets a foul called.
That might be a technical too.
Yep. And
delay a game. Discretion right there.
Yeah,
easily could have called a technical foul, but went with the delay of game right there. And I like that. I like the fact that didn't want to go ahead and put in the extra points on the board, understanding this game is only going to 50. So a technical foul means a lot more than it would in a regular game.
So warning there, Maggette, part of a balanced effort. He has now 11. So Maggette's first player for power in double-figure scoring, but it's been a balanced effort so far.
Yeah, it's definitely been a balance for power. And the enemies, they're trying to find their balance.
White on Davis.
And that's what I'm talking about by White right there. Didn't waste any time. Just face Big Baby up and try to go by him. Don't try to back him down. That doesn't suit you. That's not your strength. Big Baby's probably one of the strongest guys in this league. You see White blowing right by Big Baby, and this is where Big Baby doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play in space.
Royce White, first season in the Big 3. On the second bounce, that's one free throw for 2 points. Power led by as many as 10.
And Royce says this is his first year in the Big 3, but he's not lacking for confidence.
No.
I remember, I think it was at the draft, he comparing himself to LeBron James.
Right. Well, that's confident.
That's big-time confidence.
White. Loose ball, hustle. And that's how defense turns into offense in a hurry. So Royce White trying to lead an enemy's comeback. They've whittled that double-digit lead in half.
And that's how you put some pressure on them. Now Power has to come out here and play a little bit.
Maggette into the hands. Take it all around the world.
Perry Jones with the windmill. Come on, Perry pulling out dunk contest dunks in game. Wow.
Wind power. Perry Jones III take you all over the world and hammer it down off the steal.
One dribble windmill. Are you not entertained? Perry Jones putting on a show.
6-0 run for the enemies. There's a little Louisiana hot sauce from Perry Jones.
Cajun style. I mean, come on, Perry Jones. What type of athleticism is he showing us right there? He basically turns around, takes one dribble, goes right into the windmill in the half court. Perry Jones, a next level special athlete.
Perry Jones with the springs and the hammer and the comeback from the enemies. They've whittled it down to 3 points. I mean, he was not backing off at all. You talk about the confidence.
Yeah.
And he brought the confidence from all sides of the windmill.
And a play like that can totally shift the momentum of the game because you saw the energy that it brought to the building. And not only does it energize the fans, it energizes your teammates. And Power, they need to respond right here because the enemies have done a good job of fighting back into this game. But I think Big Baby's hurt.
Quick bucket out of the timeout. You're exactly right. Bucket for Big Baby, but we're going to have to stop it down because...
Is it his back?
Well, Davis got the bucket.
He's hit his knee. You see him set the screen right here. Big Baby rolling to the basket, and on the landing, he gets hit in the back, and I'm trying to see if I can see anything here. He comes down. Yeah, he just gets clipped a little bit. He comes down funny, and immediately when he comes down, he knows that he hurt a little something.
So a slow walk back to the bench.
leg.
Yeah, slow walk back to the bench for Big Baby. Carlos Boozer replaces him on the floor. Concern for Power and Davis in the game and also moving forward with Big Baby, who was just starting to find a flow in this game.
Yeah, Big Baby struggled in the first half, and in the second half had several very good spin moves along the baseline. Had some nice dance moves to go along with it. If he's not able to come back into this game, that would be a major loss for Power. Already down Coutinho Mobile anyway. Yeah, I think they're going to take Big Baby to the back.
Big Baby headed to the locker room for Power. Maggette attacking still. Corey Maggette hangs a foul.
And that's his style. That's Corey Maggette's style. Drive that thing hard to the basket and try to draw contact. Made a killing in the NBA doing that. Made a lot of money driving to the basket and just drawing fouls.
Maggette, the only player for Power, double-figure scoring, 11 points, 5 rebounds, and presence. I mean, you just feel those numbers don't really reflect what Corey Maggette does for this team on the floor and his presence on the floor.
Yeah, the thing about Corey Maggette is he's so hard to guard because he has the size. He's consistently attacking, and he's never settling. There were many years in his career where he was a guy that would go to the free throw line 7, 8, 9 times a game.
Easiest way to score, right?
Easiest way to score is from the free throw line.
Especially when you get one shot for 2 points. Jones, that is a tough one from the baseline.
That's excellent defense by Q Rich right there. Quentin Richardson, excellent defense, forcing Perry Jones to take a tough step back jet. And you see him right there. They get the switch. Quentin Richardson immediately jumps into Perry Jones' space, forcing him to take a tough jump shot, cuts off the middle of the court, and that's all you can do. If somebody hits a shot on you after that type of defense, you just tip your cap. But Quentin Richardson playing a strong D right there.
Richardson off the baseline inbound. Tough 2. Power now 7 points away. Can they close it out? Had the double-digit lead. Enemies come back. And now Power trying to go to 5-1. To try and that's offensive foul.
And that's Robinson. And that's Robinson's second offensive foul.
It is.
He's got to read the defense. Sometimes you can't go all the way to the basket. You have to be able to drive it and realize, hey, that guy's standing there. I got to pull it out, or I got to get to my float game, but I can't just run the guy over.
Clearly outside the circle, so Richardson draws the charge on Robinson.
Is that a free throw? That's a little unique. Have you seen this before, Carter?
That's a question. I'm gonna go to the rule book on this one. So offensive foul, but you're in the bonus.
I've actually never seen that before.
So it's a wrinkle.
You would know the rule book better than I would.
And the 1 point free throw. That's exactly right. So offensive foul in the bonus, 1 point free throw. Maggette Smith. That's exactly what the enemies needed. Don't have to clear it off of the steal. And then Smith with a quick 2.
Yeah, the enemies definitely needed something good to go their way. And that little quick 2 hopefully can get them on the way.
Jenny Dell tells us Big Baby knee injury. That's confirmed from the trainers. He's in the training room now. So exactly what we saw from Big Baby after that bucket went down with the left. And again, that was Jenny Dell.
Kind of figured it was a knee injury. You actually, if you even watch the replay, you can see him say, my knee. So we were able to get that confirmed, but we kind of figured that. And just hopefully it's not something serious and that we can see some more Big Baby, because he's clearly a fan favorite and the fans love seeing him play.
Richardson 3 cleared by Jones. Again, the defending champs Power 5 points away from closing it out, but Perry Jones is not going quietly.
Perry Jones not going quietly into the night. Big time 3 right there. We've seen him have 2 impressive dunks as well. And if you're the enemies, all you really have to do is get a stop or 2, and then you can score and be right back in this game.
All right, it is time now for Barstool Sports Moment of the Day. And everybody at Barstool is loving this one, because what a moment. Between the legs, Nate Robinson on Mike Taylor.
Straight through the 5-hole, Nate Robinson right through Mike Taylor's legs. He finishes, and you know Nate likes it all day long. Nate pulling out the trickeration.
It looked good from the bar stool, courtside, anywhere you see that one on Mike Taylor. Cube was loving that one along with everybody else. I mean, Mike Taylor had a big say in the end as the Ghost Ballers won it, Mike Taylor homecoming game. But yeah, Nate with a little extra move for Mike to get it started, and that was the back and forth matchup we had in game 1.
Okay, and we see Big Baby looks like he's coming back to the bench. Also in the house, like, we got DeMarcus Cousins, Big Cuz in the house over there saying what's up to Ice Cube. So got a lot of big men coming back into the building.
That's right.
DeMarcus Cousins coming to say hi to Ice Cube, and Big Baby coming back to say hi to his teammates. Hopefully we'll see him check back in the game.
So DeMarcus Cousins giving the love for Cube. And
that's not DeMarcus Cousins.
No.
The guy's got a Laker jersey on, but that's not Cousins. He just left. The cameraman got to be quicker than that, man. Got to be quicker than that.
And then Big Baby back on the bench for Power. Boozer backing down. Boozer aggressive and tight. And that is offensive foul. Finally called. Boy, a lot of banging. Finally results in the offensive foul on Boozer.
Yeah, Boozer was looking for that contact, and eventually he just got too much of it. Right here, I thought he had him. He didn't need to do anything else, and then he kind of waves Craig Smith off a little bit. And Craig Smith being undersized anyway, Boozer doesn't have to do that to get that type of shot off.
Jones on Maggette. 7 to shoot. Jones banging with Maggette. Foul called on Maggette. Yes, it is.
And Jones is getting real physical inside, and he understands what time it is. He understands, hey, we get a bucket right here. It's a 2-point game. We put some pressure on this Power team, get them nervous a little bit. So I really like what I've seen from Jones in this game, and I like the fact that he has done it in the second half.
Rebound, ripped. Boozer. Maggette trying to close it out. 3 won't go. Richardson follows it up. Off the window, counts for 2. Powers 3 points away from 5 and 1. Tying triplets atop the standings. Robinson for 4.
Wow.
Trying to follow his shot, and now
I'm not sure if that was the shot that the enemies wanted in that situation. Robinson hadn't shot the ball in a while. I'm not even sure if he's made a bucket in the second half to come in there and take the 4-pointer. I understand you want to fight your way back into the game, but sometimes patience is what you need to show.
Julian Wright's going to sub back in. Checking in for Quentin Richardson, so Wright will inbound. Boozer, Richardson, and Maggette on the floor for Power to close it out. With 1-2 in a row to get to 4 and 1. Into Maggette, down the baseline. Maggette draws a foul. That's on Robinson, so Maggette to the line. 1 shot, 2 points, bring him within point of a win. Do have to win by 2, so enemies still going to have a say late.
And the tough thing about Maggette is, because he isn't known as being a knockdown shooter, most guys give him space. But that's the absolute wrong thing to do, because he takes up that space and drives to the basket. You actually need to crowd Corey and try to get into his space so he doesn't feel comfortable.
Here's Maggette for the win. Welcome home to Chicago, Corey Maggette, the game winner, taking Power to 5 and 1.
Big time shot from Corey Maggette. We were just talking about the fact that he likes to drive to the basket. Corey showing us he can diversify the portfolio a little bit. Going to the 3-pointer right there to end the game. And you see the confidence that he has. You see the confidence his team has in him, and they all love it. Power getting another win.
Big Baby back on the bench to shake it off with Power teammates. Maggette, game winner in Chi-Town. And it is a Chicago get down for Power. Maggette leads the way. They're 5 and 1, and they're in the middle of the celebration. The defending champs at 5 and 1. Maggette, oh yeah, shake it off, Chicago style. Jenny is with the powerful 5 and 1.
All right, I feel like I should just hand over the mic here because we had a little Chicago chant going, right?
This is, we brothers for life. Oh man, it's good to do it. It's the second year in a row that I hit a game winner. You know, I had a little hamstring stuff, so I didn't have any explosion. But you got to give a lot of credit to our coach, Nancy, who really just kept going. Quentin Richardson came to game. This is a fellow Chicagoan. Came in and dominated. And then Big Baby was really our anchor early on to help him before he went out with an injury. So for our team, we're really trying to just continue to play the right way. We got to give a big love to Birdman, who tore his ACL, as well as Catino Mobley and Michael Thompson, who's our assistant coach for that team.
Now 5-1 on the season. What makes this team so special?
It's special because we're together and we fight for each other. No matter if we're up or down, we continue to play our way. And like I said, our system is done the right way. We have a lot of great players that have championship experience, and it shows on the court.
What a way to end it, guys. Congratulations.
Chicago boys in the building. 5th grade, we go way back.
I love it. Carter?
5th grade and still balling out. And how about Glenn Big Baby Davis? All right, you knew he was going to be done for the day, but Big Baby back out on the floor for the end of it. And so he wanted to be there with his teammates for power, because he knew that with a win in this one, you go to 5-1, and now Triplets and Power are tied atop the Big 3 standings.